Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everybody. How have we been? How was the test? I saw that you guys did well on the test. Keep it up. Well done, and well done. So today we are going to be looking at passwords and authentication, which we're going to be focusing on strong password and multi-factor authentication. That's MFA. So let's get to it. So the goal for this class is to understand the importance of strong passwords and multi-factor authentication, define the characteristics of a strong password, outline and understand the types and forms of MFA, and at the end of this class, you should be able to generate a strong password. All right, so let's start. So what is a password? A password is a secret or confidential combination of characters, typically consisting of letters, numbers, special symbols used to authenticate and verify the identity of a user attempting to access a computer system, an online account, or a digital service. All right, so when I say put your password, when you think about password, what comes to your mind? So you don't be thinking about like your secret code. It's like a secret combination of characters, right? It's something that you don't tell people. That's why it's called a secret. It's confidential. Like it's not something that you want to be telling people. What does it consist of? It consists of letters. You have letters, A, B, C, D, both capital and small letters. You have numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the rest. You have special symbols like your dollar sign, your asterisk, your percentage, your at symbol. And what exactly is password used for? It is used to authenticate and verify the identity of a user. So when you are signing in, maybe you want to sign into your Google account, your Gmail, you put your username and you put your password. So even if you put the correct Gmail, if the password is wrong, you cannot authenticate, you cannot sign into your Google account. So that is the goal, or that is the responsibility of using a password. So you can use to sign into a computer, maybe you turn on your laptop, you sign into your computer, you sign into an online account like your Instagram, your Facebook, you sign into a digital service like like maybe your AWS, your Amazon cloud, your Google Cloud, and the rest. That's a service. So passwords are an important part of cybersecurity because they help prevent unauthorized access to system and data. Almost all systems, almost all data are protected by password. It is the first line of defense. Usually when it comes to protecting something, when it comes to safeguarding something, people always say put your password or put a code. So that is always the first line of defense when it comes to cybersecurity. However, passwords can be compromised through variety of means such as phishing attack, data breaches, and brute force attack. We talked about this attack. We talked about phishing attack where you are sent a link to click on, and then it will take you to a site that looks identical to what you're trying to sign into. Like let's say your Facebook now, all of a sudden you get a mail or what do you call it, this person celebrating her birthday, click on this link to wish her happy birthday. And then you click on the link and then it's asking you for username and password. Normal, it looks like Facebook, of course. So you click on it and put your username and password. That might have been a phishing link. And then to extract your username and password, and the attacker will have it so that they can use to sign in all the time. Then we have things like data breaches when a company has data breach and they have like a database of all their users and the password associated with the users. And then we have brute force attack, which is when the attacker is trying out different combinations of letters, of numbers and symbol to find out which one that works. This is why it is very important to create strong password and use different password for different accounts. Yes, it is difficult sometimes to memorize all the passwords that you have, but it is very important to use different passwords for different accounts. Don't use the same password for the same account. I understand it is hard. Cramming password is difficult, but you have to understand that if, for example, your Gmail account get breached, they now know, okay, your Gmail account is maybe your Facebook password might be the same thing. Maybe your school portal password might be the same thing. Like that, like that, like that. They can have access to different of your accounts just because you are using the same password for different accounts. So now, what is the importance of strong password? Protect against unauthorized access. So strong password makes it significantly more difficult for unauthorized individuals to access your account, whether their email accounts, social media profiles, online banking, work related accounts. So if you use a strong password, for example, there's something called shoulder stuffing. That is when somebody is over your shoulder and the person can look at what you are writing. You get, so if you use a strong password, it's actually quite difficult for someone to memorize a strong password so that they can make use of it to access your account. So using a strong password, even when people are trying to do brute force and all those kind of stuff, a strong password can prevent such things from happening. Then prevent number two is prevention of data breaches. Weak or easily guessable passwords are common entry point for criminals. Using strong password reduces the likelihood of your account being compromised, which in turn help prevent data breaches that can result in the exposure of personal information, financial loss, or identity theft. So let's go back to strong password. For example, now there is a list of commonly used passwords, right? A list of commonly used passwords. And these commonly used passwords, a lot of people just use it. So you're tired, you just put password 1234 5. You're tired, you just put admin 1234 5. You understand? You put your name and then you put 1234 5 at the back because you're tired or you have been creating a lot of passwords. So when an attacker is trying to attack a company, they first of all try out those commonly used passwords, because those commonly used passwords would most likely happen with most somebody. You understand? There's no, like, somebody will still use it. I feel like saying that there's no way in a company that somebody is not going to be using that commonly used password, but it's the truth. Because sometimes you just get tired and you just like, okay, I've been typing a lot of password, I'm tired, let me just use this one. This one is easier and I can remember it and on the go, write password on the go. And then you use that, and then the attacker is trying out the guessable password, the commonly used passwords, and then they try it out. So once they try, they enter into the company's the user account of the company and begin to infiltrate, bring out a lot of data. This, which in turn leads to data breaches. You get. Then the next point is securing personal and financial information. Many online accounts contain personal and financial information such as credit card details, social security number, and private messages. Strong password helps keep this information secure, preventing financial losses and privacy breaches. So we know things like we do online banking where you try to pay, where you want to pay for what you want to pay for. Like, let's say you are shopping on Amazon, you're shopping on Google Jumia, you're shopping on Konga. I don't advise people to save their credit card details to their accounts when you're doing online shopping. Please don't do it. Say it again, please don't do it. Don't do it. It's tempting, it's easier, it's faster, but it gives you more risks, because if that your particular account get breached, the person can buy whatever they want to buy and your credit card detail is saved to that your account, you get. So but using strong password, right, would help at least give a line of protection against this kind of issues. But my very most, don't do it. Don't save your credit card details to your shopping accounts. That is what most attackers usually target those people that are doing this attack for financial gain. Exactly. So we have protection against brute force attack. So we talked about brute force attack. So this is where attackers use automated tools to try variety of password combinations. So a strong attack will prevent those combinations from happening, like from being able to break into your account. So let's say, for example, you use password 1234 5. Is where we're going to pass of those list of passwords that the attacker is going to try. But if maybe you use at 23 pass Z, capital letter Z, 5 dollar sign asterisk, that is more complicated, you understand, for the attacker to try and brute force. And that will require a lot more combination, you understand? Because when you're trying to brute force, you're trying to do combination, what they call that thing again? Permutation and mathematics, permutation and combination. Yeah, it's permutation and combination, yeah. So when you are trying to know the number of times, like for example now, if you have a two-digit code now, you know you can try a two-digit code and your number is just between 0 and 1. You can just do 4 times. With 4 times, you can exhaust all the options. You try 00, 01, 10, and 11. So with four of that, you can exhaust the sha one of them will work. So that's basically how they do this permutation and the brute force attack. So when it comes to numbers, you are doing permutation and combination. So with when you are using characters, you're using numbers, the algorithm or the automated tool has a wide range of characters to run through. You understand? So that will give it a much longer time. So if you make your password complicated, it will give you more advantage. So reduce risks of credential stuffing. So criminals often obtain lists of stolen usernames and passwords from data breaches. Exactly what I said. Then they use these stolen credentials to try and gain access to other accounts belonging to the user. Strong unique password for each account makes it more difficult for attacker to use these tactics. Exactly. So for example, if there's a data breach in a company and the attacker has your username and your password. So what the attacker will want to do is that, okay, this person is using Google. Let's see. Okay, this person is using Kuda. Which other e-bank do we have? We have V-Bank, we have PiggyVest, we have Carrywise. But now, okay, if person use account this username and password for Kuda, maybe person can be using the same username and password for Carrywise, for Rise, for Afrivex. I don't know if you know what this is I'm calling, but these are like online accounts, like all these online accounts that you can have. So the attacker can try your username and password. But if you as an individual make use of unique passwords, that's what I was talking about that. Make sure that each of your accounts has a unique password. If you as an individual you make use of strong unique password, it becomes difficult because person can only have access to your Kuda bank and person will not have access to any of your other online banking applications. Then the next point is maintaining online reputation. Your online reputation can be affected if your account is compromised. Oh, this is so true. Like this has happened to so many people. Like their WhatsApp will be compromised, and then they will go and be begging people for money in the DMs, or they're posting nonsense stuffs in their DMs. Like a lot of things have happened. So that's why we need to be very careful as much as this is a cybersecurity class, as much as you are learning something, think about it in your own life. Like, okay, in my life now, how many of my passwords how many of my passwords are strong? How many of my accounts am I using the same thing? Think about it because it's very important. Because you can be a cybersecurity professional and then they will now hack you. Ah, God, they will drag you in the mud. Just imagine that you are someone that champions cybersecurity stuff on Twitter. You are talking about it, and then your Twitter account then gets hacked. And why not say that you not put MFA? Ah, like I get that being hacked will touch everybody. You understand? Because the one thing about cybersecurity is that you cannot be 100% secured. You understand? But like, let what attack you, let it shall have weight. You understand? Like, you don't want what to attack you to be common thing that you're telling everybody to do. You did not now do for yourself. You understand? So let's at least the person that attack you, let the person try some. At least let the person have tried. The person that worked hard to attack you. So the cybersecurity profession now, it is your reputation is on the line when it comes to these things. Make sure that your accounts are not compromised. Make sure that your your passwords are strong and unique. So number three, number four, number what is this? This should be number seven, yes, compliance with security policies. So in many organizations and industries, security policies and regulation require the use of strong passwords. Failure to comply with these policies can result in disciplinary actions, fine, or legal consequences. So very importantly, we have to note that in a lot of companies they have like security rules and security principles that everybody's supposed to comply with, and if you don't comply with the strong password policy, you might face some sort of disciplinary action. And the eighth one is peace of mind. Knowing that your accounts are secured with strong passwords can provide peace of mind. You have confidence that your personal and sensitive information is less vulnerable to cyber attacks. So, for example, now let's say, for example, you heard that if you use Wattpad, I know that there was a time that Wattpad got hacked, that they had like their data infiltrated and people's username and passwords were infiltrated. But like if you know that okay, I'm not using this I'm not using the same password that I'm using here with every other account. My password is a strong password, and what you need to do is just quickly go and change your username and password. You change your password. In fact, if possible, change your username. You understand? You are good to go. You have peace of mind. You'll be more relaxed. You'll be less agitated. Even when you see a lot of scams going on, it doesn't mean that you will not be mindful. Of course, you have to be mindful. But when you see a lot of scams going on, your mind like will be at ease that this one is too small. It's too small to attack to harm me. Eh? Anyway, it's too small to harm me kind of vibes. But that's it gives you peace of mind really. So, what exactly should a strong password contain? What exactly can you say, okay, I've seen this thing, oh, this is a strong password. All right, so let's talk about it. So, a strong password is a combination of character that is difficult for others to guess or crack. So, the point of a strong password is that let it be difficult for someone to guess your password. It's typically it typically includes the following characteristics. Number one, length. A strong password is generally long, typically at least 12 to 16 characters. So there was a time that we're saying strong password should be 6 characters. Then we move to strong password should be 8 characters. Then we're moving to strong password should be 12 to 16 characters. Why is that? It's because the methods or the tools for brute forcing passwords are advancing with time. So the more like as the tool for brute forcing password advance, the criteria for strong password should also advance. Most people still make use of 8 characters long, right? But the standard should be 12 to 16 characters long. Then complexity. A strong password incorporates a mix of various character types. So number one, it should have use of uppercase letters. So A to Z, let it be uppercase. The lower letters A to Z lowercase. Then we have numbers 0 to 9, and we have special characters. So special characters, we have like variety of special characters. We have the dollar sign, the at sign, the hashtag, the percentage sign, the ampersand sign, the asterisk, the open bracket, close brackets, apostrophes, and co and co and co. You understand? But like complexity, let your password contain at least one of these four things, at least one. You understand? So uniqueness. A strong password should be unique, meaning it should not be reused for multiple accounts or services. I said this like 10 times. Don't use the same password. I know we fall prey of these things, what Edjo. Then no easily guessable information. Avoid using easily guessable information in your password. Such as common words, phrases, or personal information, like using your name. People that use their date of birth for for their credit card. People that use their date of birth for their credit, you are born in 1996. You use 1996 as your credit card PIN. You are born on the 1st of October, you use 0110. Hmm. Please tell your family member. And one thing about this class is that as much as you are learning, right, you of course you are learning to be a service professional, but you also need to practice it and also tell your family members as well. You get. So don't use things that commonly found in dictionary like password. Don't use password as a password. Don't even put password. Don't even put pass in your in your password that you want to write. Don't put it. Don't put word there. Don't put it. Don't do it. The bad character, don't do it because those are the words that because there are even list of like common words that people use for password. In fact, if you go online and search common words that people use for password, you will see it there. So just imagine that you as a regular person can see it, how much an attacker. So if an attacker mean you, they will have those lists and run your password through it. All right, so let's go. Number one, no sequence or repeated characters. So don't have sequence like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Is following like it's something that everybody can call, or have things like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's something that everybody can call, or have things like A. Everybody can call it, or have things like 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. Everybody can guess it. You understand? Or even that one, the you know the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the first six characters on your keyboard. That's QWERTY. Let me write it out. Mm, trying to find where you can. Oh, here, turn on pen. Look at me. So you don't have this password, this thing. I'm trying to write QWERTY. Don't have it. So these are the first six characters that you have in on your keyboard, and this usually indicates the type of keyboard that you have. So if you Google types of keyboard, this will be part of this QWERTY keyboard type. You understand? So don't use something like this. Then number three, or the number next. So we have the randomness. So strong passwords are random as possible. Make them as random as possible. And then passphrase. You can use a passphrase. So if using a word does not work for you, they can use a password and make it make which has longer combination of words, or a sentence that's easy for you to remember but difficult for someone to for us to get. So maybe a sentence that means something to you. Maybe you went to London one time and you saw like a popular celebrity or something, and then you can still, oh, I saw, maybe you saw Justin Bieber, or which popular celebrity is there that maybe you saw Justin Bieber, or you saw what's her name, Taylor Swift or something. You can say, oh, I saw this person. That's your password though, but then you will now add characters and stuff like that just to make it very strong, you get. So that's it. So all right, so I'm going to walk you guys through the password hack. So this is just like something that you can like a starter. So but with time it's going to be easier because I feel like everything looks very plenty. But like with time, it's going to be easier for you. So you can choose. So number one, choose a word in your local dialect. So mmiri means water in Igbo. So I'm going to use Igbo because I'm Igbo, I'm Amara. I'm using Igbo. So use pick something. Maybe you can use like where you come from, maybe your village name, or like your kinship title, what they call your kinship title. Um you can use something your dialect, you understand, something that is unique in your dialect, right? So I'm going with Miri, which is water. I'm picking something simple so that we can flow with the class. So think of a phrase to add to it. So you can say Miri, that is water. Like we know Imiri means water, right? Imiri in Igbo means water in English, right? So you now say Imiri, that is water. So this is your passphrase. This is your passphrase. Imiri, that is water. Then what can you do now? You can add your you add your capital letters and your numbers. So you can do start with just M being your capital letter. You can do MM. You can do the first one and the last one. Or you can do like random, maybe you can do up and down, up and down, up and down, camel case, or you can just pick any random letter. So for us, we are using M being the capital letter here. We can use these two as capital letter. You can use this one here and this one here. So it all depends for you. So then the next thing you do is to add your special characters. So you can put at, you can change your A to an at sign, you can change your S to a dollar sign, or you can have like a hashtag in front or at the middle, anywhere you want. So you can just, okay, for example, now what I did was I put a dollar sign for the water, for the A in the water. You can put maybe something else for the E, you can put your asterisk. Sometimes what I really do advise is that if so what I really do advise is that as much as you want to put A as at, try to switch it up a bit, because it's like a common hack now and everything is known in the internet. So sometimes you might want to like maybe change, maybe you put your A as your asterisk, or you understand, or your A as your raised to power sign. You understand? And then when you change that, you can now remember that changing that is to IE. Remember that that is in English also means IE. So you can now do butter, water, that is mmiri, that is water. Remember that your mmiri, your I, you changed everything to one and one, while your that is, you change it to IE and then water. If you count everything, it's going to be more than 12. At least it's going to be at least 12 characters. And you can put your hashtag as well, or you can put your hashtag. You can even make your IE capital letter. So you can see that there are a lot of varieties. You understand? Let me just give you a hack too, because remember that you have to make your password unique, and you don't, remembering password can be a hassle, can be a lot of things. So one thing to do is to pick your base, have a base word that you want to use for your passwords. So this is how to have a base word, and make sure your base word is not an English word. Let it be maybe something you're learning Spanish. Let it be something in Spanish. Let it be something in your local, that you're in Yoruba, in Igbo, in Hausa. Let it be something in Korean. Let it be a word that is not, let it not be a popular word that people use every day, like a greeting word like hola. No, don't use hola. It's a greeting word. Everybody use hola. Look for something else, you understand? Something that is not something that people use every day, and that should be your base word. And then you can now use that to combine with numbers and combine with alphabets as you please. So let's say, for example, I'm choosing Miri now. Let's say for me, I want to use Miri as my base word. My Google account can be Miri, that is water. My next account can be water, Miri is good. As water is good, Miri is good. My next one can be where can I find Miri? You understand? And then I will just put my dollar sign, my numbers where I didn't please. You understand? So that's just how to use. So we just have like a base um a base word, and then you combine the rest. You get? So I hope this helps you to learn how to generate a strong password again. So now these are commonly used passwords. See, 1 2 5 here, every year. See the QWERTY I was talking about is even number what? 1 2 3 4 5, number 6. This is top commonly used password oh, top commonly used password. There is 1 2 3 4 5 6. There is the 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 by 8, 1 1 1 1 1. Don't use this. All these ones. There's even I love you. Yeah, the fact that there's monkey, yeah, there is dragon, there's Kwati 1 2 there's princess, sunshine. Okay, these are people that are doing a lot of things. So I'm just saying that these are common. So just imagine that you as a normal person, you have this. This might be looking like, let me even explain this one. This might be looking like, this password is strong. Now why are people saying this one? Look about it. It's 1 Q 2 W. So like it's going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Like if you check on your keyboard, it's up, down, up, down. One is up, Q is down. Two is up, W is down, like that. So now don't do that. So just look at how like a regular person can have access to this information. Talking of an attacker that is ready to gather a lot of resources and they have time. So please don't let yourself fall as a prey. You understand? So the next one we have is password managers. So password managers um, are software applications or services designed to help user generate, store, and manage their password in a secure and convenient manner. So when we talk about generating password, we know that we use different applications. In fact, your life is with different applications, your social media, your banking. In fact, almost everything has moved online. And when everything is moved online, we need passwords. We need username and passwords for everything. So just imagine trying to remember at least 50 different accounts, username and password. It's impossible. So what do? You use a password manager. So what's a password manager? A password manager is an application, is a service that helps you generate password, help you store your password, and help you manage the password in a secure and convenient environment. They offer a range of features and functions to improve password security and make it easier to use strong unique password for various online accounts. So here are some features. Number one, we have the password storage. So the password manager securely store your login credentials for websites, for applications, for services. So password storage, they store all your passwords together, and then you have one master password to access everything. So how the password manager works is that you add like a what they call it, a plugin, maybe on your Google Chrome. You add a plugin, and that plugin is sensitive enough that when you are trying to log in, when you're trying to create a new password for an account, it suggests passwords for you and it stores your password. So if you log into your password manager, you will see your username and you see your password. Very importantly, the password manager has a master password, and most password managers don't. Like if you forget your master password, you that's the end. Not necessarily that's the end, but like you have to set up some sort of recovery process, and the recovery process is kind of um requires a lot. So the master password you have, right, has to be very strong. And then you have some extra authentication. So you have like a multiple factor authentication where they are going to send a code to your phone using their authenticator app, right? So most password managers comes with an authenticator app. So with that authenticator app, you will receive a code that you will put anytime when you type your normal password, then you would add the code. And the code is a one-time password where it comes in and changes every time. So I think it changes, let's say like 30 seconds or 10 seconds. I can't exactly remember the number of times of seconds that it takes for each code, authenticator code to be changed. But that's how a password manager works. So password generation. So the password manager helps you generate complex passwords. Yes, and also helps you autofill and auto login. So let's say for example we talked about having like a what they call it. We talked about having a plugin. So when you are trying to log into the website, you click on it and then it just shows okay, this is your part. It wants autofill for you. You know how autofill works, and then click on it and then it helps you sign in. Now, the problem about this is that if your device gets stolen and your device is not locked properly, somebody can have access to all your details just because you allowed autofill. You understand? So everything, there's problem with everything. So you just pick your what's the word? Pick your what they say? Pick your struggle. Pick your struggle, pick your war, pick your fights. You understand? There's one with everything you get. So just look for pick the least devil. What's chance of somebody stealing your laptop? Is it plenty? If it's plenty, then maybe you should not use password manager. Or you can use password manager but remove the autofill feature. You understand? Yeah, you can use password manager but remove the autofill feature from your Google Chrome. You get. So you pick the lesser devil, the lesser evil, and work with it. There's one with everything. So but this password manager has saved a lot of people. Yes, because remembering 50 account password is close to impossible. All right, these are still some of the key features. We have secure storage. So when it's storing your password, it is encrypted. So your password is not like stored plainly. It's stored like it's encrypted. So cross-platform access. So the same password manager you're using on your phone, you can use the same password manager on your laptop, on your tablet. Then password authenticating. So basically it checks for weak and reused password. So it checks the passwords. Like let's say you have like you've been storing your passwords, you've been storing your password. So what happens is that it checks those passwords that are there, maybe checks it from time to time, maybe weekly, and say, okay, this password that you had, it has become weak, or this password you have, you need to change it. Or maybe you try to create another password and you don't even know that you have used this password for another account before. They'll tell you, no, this password is a reused password, please change it. You understand? So many password managers have two-factor authentication, which is adding an extra layer of security to your password manager. Password manager is very important. It's very key. It's something that you have to use, especially when you are doing a lot of things. You have many accounts. Maybe if you are someone that doesn't really do so much online, you can have it saved. Like, but as a person that does a lot of stuff online, you need it. All right. So these are different password managers that are available, both free and paid version. So we have the one password. We have the Bitwarden. We have Dashlane. We have the LastPass. LastPass is free. We have the KPass XC. It was free. I don't know whether it's still free. So you can find out. So before you choose a password manager, these are things that you need to consider. Number one, you need to consider security. Password manager should use strong encryption to protect your password. Remember, make sure when you are picking password manager, go and read about it. Go and read about the features of the password manager. Different password managers have different features. So check for the ones that are that match with what you want, how easy it is to use that password manager, the price range of the password manager, because there are free ones, there are paid ones, there are ones that are paid that the budget is really high, there are ones that are paid and the budget is okay. So when you are picking password, when you are picking a password manager, do your due diligence research. Don't just see maybe somebody say I'm using LastPass, I'm using Danlash, let me go and use this one. Do your own research. Based on your research, you can now pick what password manager you want to use. So how do organizations implement password policies to enforce strong password practices? Number one, they have to define their password requirements. The organization, the IT department, the head of IT and co has to define, the CISO, the CTO, they have to define, okay, what is our password requirement? What can we say is a good strong password? What can we say? So we know that, okay, it needs to contain certain characters, it needs to contain letters, numbers, special characters, A to Z, small letter, capital letter, the length, decide on the length as an organization. Then the next point is to communicate these policies. So it's one thing to say, oh, our password policy is 12 letters. Another thing to communicate this to your employees. Another thing to have a meeting and say, okay, today this meeting we are talking about passwords, as in doing standardization on passwords. This is what we want, you understand? Number three is to enforce password complexity. So when users attempt to create or change their password, the system to ensure it meets the defined criteria. Yes. So when a user is trying to change password or do password, like there has to be something in the system, part of the algorithm tell them, oh, this is not a strong password. You've seen that, right? When you're trying to create a new password, there's not that will be green, it will show green that is a strong password. It will show blue and red that is not a strong password. Something like that. And you shouldn't even allow them to proceed to create the password if the password is not strong enough. So regularly prompt users to change password. Regularly prompt users to change password. Like every organization should have like change of password. Let's say every 90 days, every 30 days. And there should be a reminder. There should be a reminder all the time. Then use lockout policies. So this lockout policy is very important. Now we talked about brute force attack and how like they're running a lot of passwords through an account. If you have a lockout policy that, okay, after 5 failed attempts, lock this account temporarily for let's say an hour. You understand? So the brute force attack would be reduced, you understand, might be proved to nothing if you can get this working. Like, it can be proved to nothing if you can get this working. Let me say, okay, after 5 attempts, let's account for an hour. So and maybe if more attempt go on, keep on increasing time. In fact, log this account until the individual comes and say, okay, it's me, you understand. So the local user account local policy is very important. And number six is implement monitoring and logging. So employ security tools and systems that logs and monitor logging attempts, including successful and unsuccessful ones. So also monitor the logging in attempts of each employee. All right, the next thing we are going into is multiple factor authentication. So multiple factor authentication simply is sometimes known as two-factor authentication, right? It's a security mechanism that requires user to provide two separate authentication factor before gaining access to an account, system, or service. So let's just talk about multi-factor authentication. I'm calling it MFA. So MFA simply means that you want to log into your Google account. After putting your username and password, it will now tell you that okay, we've sent you a code to your phone. Go to your phone and input that code that we sent to you. Or after putting your username and password, they'll say I thumbprint. Or after putting your username and password, you have a token. Put this token in, or they'll ask you a question and you need to answer correctly. So that is what multiple factor authentication is. So multiple factor authentication simply means that you need to have like extra layer of security outside the username and password that you normally put in. So that is what multiple factor authentication entails. So what are the types of multiple authentication? We have something you know, that is knowledge, something that is in your head. That is like typically your username and password, typically your PIN, that's your personal identification number, which is your PIN, which is usually the traditional way of logging in by most users. Then number two is something you have, which is the possession factor. So this involve something physical that you possess, such as your smartphone, your hardware token, or your smart card. So for example, that's where they send you your one time code, you understand? So you put your PIN and they ask you, okay, we sent you a code on your phone. Oh yeah, put that phone PIN, you understand? Put that PIN that was sent to your phone. Or let's say you have like a token, a hardware token. It's like people that use like online banking, people like GT Bank still give hardware token. You understand? So okay, we sent you something and you put your token, you understand? And then you put it there. So that's something you have. And the last one is something you are. That is something that has to do with the biometric factor. Something that has to do with your physical attributes as an individual. So we have your thumbprint, that's your fingerprint. We have your iris, that's for your eye. We have facial recognition, recognizing your face. We have voice recognition, recognizing your voice. You understand? So the user must use at least two of these factors for authentication to be successful. So that is what multiple factor authentication means, that at least though it should either be something you have or something you are, or it should either be something you know or something you are, or it should either be something you know or something you have. One of the two, you must have two of them for you to say, okay, I can log in, okay, I can sign in. You understand? So that's what MFA simply means. So how does MFA work? So the user provides the first factor. Usually this is typically a password when attempting to access a system or account. After the initial factor is verified, the system or service requests the user to provide the second factor, which is either a code sent to their smartphone, a fingerprint, or any other method. So if the second factor is successful, the user can gain access. So MFA can be used in various contexts, such as accessing online accounts, logging into computer systems, entering secure facilities. Yes, when you want to enter facilities, you will say a code, you put your eye. All these are we see inside movies, it happens. So MFA significantly reduces the risks of password theft, of identity theft, of guessing people's password, or brute forcing. Because even let's say for example you brute force the password and you get the correct password. Oh yeah, what do you have the code? I remember that code changes per time, you get. So MFA can take different forms. It can take your SIM or your email verification. They will send a number to your SIM that to your phone, or they'll send it to your email, or there's a mobile app. So we have something called Google Authenticator or OTI. So this is like it generates like one-time based authentication regularly. So you can Google, you can check on the Play Store, you will see the Google Authenticator there. Yes. And then we have the biometric verification. This is where you have like your thumbprints, your facial scan, where you can see the structure of your face, where you have your voice recognition, where you can say, you talk, you speak, as if I hear my voice now. So that voice. Yes. Then we have the hardware token. So this is when user possess like a physical device that generates one-time code. So this hardware token, I shall put a picture. I don't know whether it's still common now, but a lot of traditional banks like GT banks, First Bank, all these bank, most of traditional banks make use of this hardware token. You get. So benefits of MFA reduces the risk of account takeover. So as I was saying, somebody can, if let's say they get your password now, they get your password, but they don't have your code, they can't access. They can I think this stuff happened recently to someone I know for his WhatsApp. The person asked for she got a phishing call, and then they asked him to send the code that he got on the mail. And the person did send the code. Everybody should be careful, things are happening. Person sent the code, but even though the person sent the code, the person could not access, the attacker could not access the person's WhatsApp because that person had multiple factor authentication. So even though the person gave the attacker his what they call that thing, the code that was sent to the mail. You get, the person and the attacker could not still access that person's account. Why is that? Because there was multiple factor authentication. Even when he put that code, they now asked him that, okay, I have put, because there's something that they do on WhatsApp where you have to put there's something that you set on WhatsApp in your setting for your two-factor authentication. You have a code, a six-digit code. So they're asking for that six-digit code, and that attacker did not have that. Do you understand? So that's very important. So it reduces account takeover. Just imagine that that person did not set up 2FA. That's the end. That's the end, though. That's the end. They will now go to your DMs and begging people for money. Reputation is gone. So then the next one, protect against phishing attacks. So one thing is that there's human factor, right? Hard guy, they will tell you something that will turn your head, and you might end up releasing your details. But if you have 2FA, if you have multiple factor authentication, it can help to give you an extra layer of security. Then we have compliance with regulations. A lot of organizations, a lot of regulatory bodies have put it that every organization must implement MFA, right? And so organizations in turn will ask their employees to implement MFA. Then improve the overall security posture. So MFA is another part of a layered security strategy. By implementing MFA, organizations can significantly improve their overall security posture. So that is your overall where you stand when it comes to security, where you stand. So having MFA, just imagine that every single employee that you have has MFA. You get, so data breach would be reduced significantly. You get. So what are the discussions? So what are the benefits of using strong password and MFA? What are the benefits? What do you think are the benefits? So can you create a strong password? Did I should share an example on how to create a strong password? Can you do it? Have your password ever been breached? Have you ever had this sort of issue where they break change your password for you? You receive a mail say the password for this account has been changed. God. How how can you enable MFA on all your social media accounts? Very important. Go and check the settings. All your social media accounts has a place in settings where you can enable MFA. So go and check the settings and enable multiple factor authentication. Any questions? Please send your questions. This link. Thank you. Now, your assignments. What are the common mistakes that people make when creating passwords? Number two, I need evidence for this one because I will not allow you guys to watch this video and not do MFA. ensure that there's MFA for all your social media accounts and all your mail accounts. In fact, every account that you have, but that would be a lot. So just focus on your social media account. If you're on TikTok, if you're on IG, if you're on Twitter, if you're on WhatsApp, Snapchat, if you're on who else, Facebook, what else again is social media? If you're not in social media anything, WhatsApp, I used to forget WhatsApp. WhatsApp, go and set it up now. As you are finishing this video, as you are turning off this video, go and set it up now. This is very important. See, and before I say what them recording this video, somebody just called me now that their LinkedIn, somebody changed their LinkedIn by 12 midnight. So this MFA is so important. Please go and do it. All right. Thank you very much, class. I hope you enjoyed the session today. This part is a very, very interesting topic, very sweet. Hope you enjoyed the session. Oh, yeah. All right. Bye. Bye bye. Have a wonderful day.